Hey guys, and welcome to Monday, my favorite day of the week. Day one in sunny Coast it was today, and an amazing day, I must say. I'm currently just surrounded by this absolutely magnificent view, sitting on this gigantic water tank because I just dropped my phone over the balcony and I had to go get it. But today, guys, I want to talk about the fact that the big things, the big goals that people achieve, that we achieve, happen because of tiny, thousands and thousands of tiny little steps. It does not happen with one big thing you do. It does not happen in one day. It is a journey of lots of tiny little steps. And the reason I'm talking about this today is because it happened. I've seen a lot of it today, and actually a lot of it last week as well. In this, now that we're kind of halfway through a coaching period, we're sort of at 3 or 4 weeks in the coaching period, and there's this progress that started to happen, but it's happened because of lots of days and lots of little tiny steps along the way to get here. And even in myself, I suppose, some of the things that have been happening this week and that are about to happen in the coming weeks are happening because of lots of little tiny things, lots of little tiny steps. And in knowing that, it can really help us avoid overwhelm and avoid frustration and avoid impatience. So, when you're like, all right, I want to get here, yeah? You want to get over there, and you start doing stuff and you don't get the results straight away. And this can happen in business, this can happen in weight loss, in health, in relationships as well. When you start it and you know it's going to work, you know it's going to be a thing, you know this is where you want to go and this is definitely the path to get there. And when you don't have those results immediately, or you have a big ton of tasks to do between where you are now and where that is, you either get overwhelm or you get impatience. So I guess there's a couple of things you can do as strategy around this. The first is if you do have a big, gigantic list of things to do to get you from where you are now to where you want to be, is actually write down that entire list, but hide it, put it away, and just grab 3 things at a time and just deal with those 3 things at a time. And when you've done them, you can come back to your list and go, all right, is the next 3 things definitely the next 3 things I need to do in this, or has this changed? And then you deal with those 3 things, and that can definitely help your overwhelm. And the other thing, I suppose, as a strategy is just enjoy where you are now. So this impatience that you get when you're like, oh, I just want to get there, you've got to understand that there's a lot of little steps along the way, and it's consistent steps as well. So if you go start this weight loss journey or this fitness journey, you can't expect to eat one salad and go to the gym one time and have a 6-pack and be the fittest person in the world. It doesn't happen that way. It takes consistent efforts on a daily basis, and eventually you do achieve that goal. And often by the time you've forgotten about it and it's just habit now, that's when you actually start to see the results, and then it's part of your life, part of your lifestyle. If I talk about it from a personal point of view, 4 years ago when I started my business, I had a massive goal, and I'm not even there yet, I'm not even there yet. But I'm definitely a long way in towards it. And it's been the little tiny things along the way. There's been setbacks. There's been all these things that have happened. But now it's just, I know it's the little tiny things every day. Sometimes you can do little tiny things every day for quite a long period of time, and you're still not getting the results that you want. And you've got to push through that. You've got to know that eventually, yes, it will happen. Sorry, it's getting really dark now. As an example, I started coming up to Queensland all the time, right? And I'm like, I'm going to take over Queensland. Queensland's my next place to take over. And it's been a year since I've started coming up here, and I do the same thing every time I come up. I set my ads, I get my target audience that I want to have. People book in, I go to the free sessions. And slowly over time, it's building. And over that time, all the other things are getting put into place, the staff in the marketing side of the business has increased. The systems are now getting put in place so I can separate myself from that side of the business. But as soon as I've made the decision, it's not going to happen immediately. It's doing the little tiny things every day. It's making sure I'm doing personal development things every day. Yeah, I get up at 2:30 every single morning. You know, and I might not get results from that straight away, but, you know, I've been doing that for quite a long time now, and the structure of that has been amazing for me. I journal every single day. I exercise every single day. I make sure I'm eating well every single day. I make sure I'm always marketing myself. I'm always putting myself out there. I'm always responding to all of the clients all of the time. I make sure that I do the creative work early in the morning. It is the structure and the doing the little tiny things every single day. These live videos, I did these live videos for a month before they really started paying off. Now I have people coming to me from the live videos, booking in for consultations and turning into clients, but it was a month. Like 30 live videos, day in, day out, new content, new everything, before I got results from it, you know? You've got to do these things, and it takes time, and you can't give up when it doesn't work the first time, or it doesn't work after the first week. When I first started doing my Facebook ads for these meetings, it took me 3 or 4 months to get the targeting right, to get the copy right. I can't expect to do my first ad that I've just made up and it doesn't work the first month and go, well, guess what? Facebook ads don't work. That's absolute crap. You've got to keep moving. You've got to do the little tiny things every day. More content plus the ads. Yeah, now it's starting to work. So guys, you've got to give yourself a little bit of patience, and you've got to avoid the overwhelm in doing all of these things. Write a list of everything you know you've got to do and tackle one thing at a time. If you're working towards, having less anxiety, and you're working towards, being unfuckwithable in life, you can't tomorrow go, all right, I'm going to journal, I'm going to get a spiritual guru, I'm going to start yoga, I'm going to do these 15 things that'll help me get there. You'll go into overwhelm and you'll quit all of it, and you'll think that it doesn't work. If you just tackle one single thing at a time, this week I'm going to start journaling, right? And you just tackle that. That's it. And then once you've got that and that's part of your life now, all right, so now that that's implemented in, now I'm going to start yoga, and once that's embedded into your life, then you come back and go, all right, now I'm going to start eating better. And you do one little thing at a time, and you keep moving, you keep going. And over time, these thousands and thousands of little tiny steps that you're doing, and eventually you're like, oh my God, I'm here. It's working, I'm doing it. So have a little patience with yourself, guys. Just tackle one thing at a time, and it is in these little tiny steps that you do every day, and eventually, I promise you, you absolutely will get there. Now, it is really dark here, so I'm out. Have an amazing night, and I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.